double overwrote. I don't know, Toothless. Maybe it's in a single season. Who knows? I haven't completed a season, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys. I'm gonna go on a break. We'll put a video up here. I'll watch a good movie here. Hey, Troy. So, what do we want to watch? I'm looking around. I'll find something. Let's look through. Let's try looking through here. Let's see what we can find. Oh, X31. Breaking the chain. Lessons learned. Ooh, that could be nice. You know what? We got a winner with this one. All right. I'll be back.
We have an ejection. We have an ejection. The aircraft is descending over the North Base area. I have a chute. The pilot's out of the seat and the chute is good. Okay, Bravo, copy.
We had a highly competent team, very experienced, many flights under their belt. We had a number of pilots that flew the airplane. The pilot in particular that was flying that day had been on the program from the very beginning, highly experienced with the X-31.
Each mishap has its own set of circumstances and its own sequence of events. But you find similar issues: communications, complacency, assumptions that haven't been warranted, human frailties. And you have to account for these things in a program.
This is like a chain. You make a chain when you have any of these accidents, a chain of events. Any link of the chain, if it were broken, you would not have an accident.
This was the A-team. We had the best people from every discipline, from every organization, and we lost an airplane. So if it can happen to the best team, it can happen to any team.
Dude, I don't know if I'm in the mood to watch something like this.
The X-31 research effort began in the late 1980s as an...
Hold on a second, dude. I don't know if I want to watch something about the prototype not working. Maybe we should watch something different. Oh, boy. This got dark real quick. I don't need to watch that after getting my butt handed to me in the Formula One race, man. I've seen it, Bright. Yeah. Here. I'm gonna change it. I don't want to watch that. You know what? We'll watch. We're gonna watch this instead. Oh my goodness. Something happy. Yeah, that was terrible. I don't want to watch that at all. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of want to watch it, but some other time. I'll be back in a little bit.
There was a time when a meteor flashing through the sky struck man with a deep sense of wonder. Even today, man's reaction to a meteoric display is likely to jam the switchboards with reports of imminent invasion from space. But as heirs to the knowledge, disciplines, and apparatus of the scientific revolution, we are familiar with, and at least partially understand, the meteoric phenomena. A meteoroid traveling in space outside our atmosphere remains unseen by man, for the molecules in space are so dispersed that collision with them causes no visible effect. If its trajectory traverses the Earth's atmosphere, it becomes a meteor. Here it begins to collide with more molecules. These collisions become more and more frequent as the meteor descends into the denser air of lower altitudes, causing it to decelerate. Each collision converts some of the energy of motion into heat energy, and the heat continues to increase until the meteor itself becomes incandescent, scribing its visible path through the night sky. Destroyed in the atmosphere by this heating, most meteors present no danger to man. Now and then, one is large enough to survive its passage through the atmosphere to Earth. It is then called a meteorite, and some are very large indeed. Dr. Peter Parameter became interested in meteors early in his career, and once wrote a paper titled,
"A thermokinetic description of bodies in passage through a plastic medium of nonlinear density at random velocities and angles, which could be just about summed up with this equation."
With this equation, his fellow scientists and designers are able to explain the effects of atmospheric penetration on differing bodies, those with different ballistic coefficients, at various velocities and angles. For example, if two bodies of different weights enter the Earth's atmosphere with the same velocity and entry angle, both the heavy body and the light one will begin to heat up at the same time. But impacts of air molecules slow the light body sooner. This deceleration of the light body occurs at higher altitudes, while the heavier, more energetic body penetrates deeper before it reaches peak deceleration. The total amount of heat generated by the lighter one is less than that generated by the heavy one, whose larger mass gives it greater kinetic energy. Two identical bodies with the same velocity entering the atmosphere at different angles also will decelerate at different rates. The steeper angle causes a more rapid encounter with the dense air, resulting in more abrupt deceleration. The total heat generated will be the same for both bodies, but peak heating will be less for the shallow entry. With identical meteors entering at the same angle but with different velocities, the faster meteor, under heavier bombardment by air molecules, will have greater deceleration, generating more heat and at a higher rate. But Dr. Parameter is no longer merely an observer interested in understanding the phenomena of meteors. A meteor is just an aimless traveler in space, Doc finds himself now involved in designs with a purpose and an aim. A missile has a target, and a spacecraft has a destination, a journey's end. To these, Doc applies his knowledge. He knows natural phenomena, both of aimless meteor and aimed missile. He knows that as they traverse the atmosphere, they heat up. If the heating or deceleration of a vehicle is excessive, the mission is threatened. Man cannot change the laws of nature, so he must use his knowledge to work within those laws. Doc Parameter knows that the two natural enemies to successful atmospheric penetration are deceleration and heat. He can fight these enemies on two possible fronts. First, on the design front, by modifying the vehicle's shape and size relative to its weight. In other words, its ballistic coefficient. And second, on the program front, by altering the vehicle's trajectory, its velocity, its attitude, and its angle of entry into the Earth's atmosphere. Dr. Parameter is now ready to use his technology to plan a successful re-entry for an ICBM warhead. He knows that of the two natural enemies, deceleration and heat, high deceleration is not a problem with a warhead, but too much heat could destroy it. He first surveys the project on the program front. He knows that the re-entry velocities and angles are essentially set by the mission. But to reduce heat load, the velocity of the re-entry vehicle could theoretically be reduced by firing a retro rocket. On investigation, he finds that in order to decrease re-entry velocities sufficiently by this method, a retro thrust system would be required weighing many times the weight of the warhead. This method is out. He next considers the possibility of changing the re-entry angle. He knows that a shallow angle will lessen the peak heat load by stretching the heating over a longer period of time. But the total heat generated will be the same either way, and the vehicle could absorb even more heat during this longer re-entry. Furthermore, a shallow re-entry angle has other serious drawbacks. First, a shallow angle impairs accuracy by deflection in the atmosphere. Second, it affords more time for enemy interception. A steep re-entry improves the missile's chances of avoiding interception and of reaching its target with minimum atmospheric deflection. In this case, altering the program is not the answer to the heat problem. Dr. Parameter must attack the problem of heat on the design front. Logic would seem to indicate that fast travel requires a streamlined shape to slice its way through the air. At subsonic velocities, this is true, but at supersonic speeds, the moving vehicle displaces air molecules which bounce off, forming a shock wave. As speed increases, the shock wave becomes more severe, and heating increases. An ICBM will have a free-fall re-entry speed in excess of 23,000 feet per second. At this speed, the heat of molecular collision and friction, shearing of air molecules, is concentrated in a narrow zone along the surface of a streamlined vehicle. The heat generated may cause the temperature to exceed 15,000 degrees Fahrenheit. To combat this terrific heat, Dr. Parameter designs instead a re-entry vehicle with a blunt frontal area. The blunt shape creates its shock wave somewhat ahead of the vehicle. This occurs because the atmospheric molecules colliding with its frontal surface bounce back and intercept others coming in, setting up a kind of picket line in advance of the warhead. The peak heat is generated in this area away from the surface of the vehicle. Although the blunt shape decreases the peak heating of the warhead to half that of the streamlined shape, it will still heat up to 7,000 degrees Fahrenheit, much too hot for unprotected warhead structures. To further reduce heating, Dr. Parameter must find other techniques in addition to the blunt shape. His first solution is the heat sink. Use the blunt design and add a mass of heat-conducting metal large enough to absorb most of the heat generated during re-entry without melting before impact. It works, but he is not yet satisfied. The weight of the heat sink displaces more than 1/4 of the payload. Furthermore, the blunt design slows the missile, keeping it in the atmosphere a longer time, making it less accurate and easier to intercept. For the greatest accuracy and shortest time in the atmosphere, Doc knows that the streamlined shape is the best, but the heat sink cannot absorb and distribute the sudden extreme heat generated during the re-entry of a streamlined vehicle. Doc reasons,
If the heat cannot be absorbed, why not eject it as fast as it's generated?
the answer is ablation.
Ablation! Coat the frontal surface of the streamlined missile with layers of ablative material composed of fibers, resins, and ceramics.
This ablative coating protects the missile from the extreme heat in several ways. It is a poor heat conductor. Its surface gradually melts away, taking heat with it, and its vapor forms a thin insulating layer, deflecting some of the heat from the surface. The ablative principle combats the heat problem effectively and permits steeper re-entry angles while adding a minimum of weight. The streamlined missile, with its increased speed, affords the least possibility of interception and the greatest accuracy. It does produce a huge deceleration factor approaching 150 Gs. Fortunately, this poses no threat to a warhead. But for manned or other recovery missions, the G-load is a most important factor. For manned re-entry, this force should be held below 10 Gs. A shallow re-entry angle of about 1 to 5 degrees is the simple answer. The shallower the angle, the less the G-load. But this will be sustained over a longer period of time. This means a longer time at high speed through the friction of the atmosphere. Let's take a moment to see why this is not desirable. Dr. Parameter?
Thank you. Gentlemen, we have here a kettle of water. Heathcliff, we can use you in this experiment.
Oh boy, an experiment.
Thank you, sir. Now, if we may have another kettle of water and your stand-in. Thank you. Now we'll proceed with the experiment.
Experiment?
We'll add the same amount of fuel under each kettle, but alter the form of the fuel under one kettle to make it burn faster. We ignite both at the same time and compare the results. Splendid. I'd like to point out that the fast-burning fuel, although reaching its intensity quickly, exhausted itself quickly. The heat absorbed was negligible. The slow-burning fuel, on the other hand, gradually increases in intensity. It will generate the same total heat load, but over a longer period of time, and you'll notice more heat is absorbed. Thank you, Heathcliff.
Thank you, Dr. Parameter. So although the peak heat generated in the shallow re-entry is less, the capsule is in the heating regime for a longer time, and without the utmost protection would absorb an intolerable amount of heat. For manned re-entry, Dr. Parameter overcomes the deceleration enemy through program with the shallow angle, but he must combat heat on the design front. A blunt shape to cause a detached shock wave, a picket line against heat, and ablative materials for additional heat control. The doc is confident his new design will fulfill the requirements. Now to try it out. He wants low peak deceleration, so the shallow re-entry path is mandatory. This brings him down safely, if a little off target. To achieve some control and accuracy as well as safety, Dr. Parameter has been working on other design concepts, particularly shapes that produce lift. He knows that a ballistic missile is designed and programmed to hit a particular point on the Earth's surface. A manned ballistic vehicle with the same objective is much less accurate due to its design and long, shallow penetration. But a lifting vehicle, which is capable of descending at a still more shallow angle and with an extremely low deceleration rate, is able to change direction. This control gives it wide selectivity of landing sites within a large footprint area. For the shortest range within the footprint, the vehicle is pulled up into a maximum lift attitude at re-entry. This induces maximum drag, causing a steeper, more abrupt descent. For the longest possible range, the vehicle must assume the attitude of maximum lift-over-drag ratio. This footprint, huge at first, shrinks gradually as the vehicle descends. Dr. Parameter, while considering the advantages of lifting vehicles, is also aware of their drawbacks. First, the lifting structure itself imposes weight penalties, which compete with the all-important matter of payload. Then, lifting vehicles may also spend up to 20 minutes in the heat regime, and being more streamlined, they require a still more complex heat protection system, competing still further with payload. Dr. Parameter, with his associates, has studied the strategy of atmospheric penetration. He knows its natural enemies, deceleration and heat, and has met them on the two fronts of program and design. He has accomplished important objectives. For the intercontinental ballistic missile, the objectives are rapid atmospheric penetration and accuracy. The warhead's natural enemy is sudden, intense heat. Its program? High velocity, steep re-entry. Its design, streamlined with ablation to combat sudden heat. For a manned or other recovery mission, the objectives are, first of all, safety, and then control. The mission's natural enemies, high deceleration, sustained heat. Its program, shallow re-entry for low deceleration. The vehicle's design, blunt, yet with control capabilities, a maneuverable lifting shape. The resulting long duration within the heat regime exacts a weight penalty because a complex heat protection system is needed. There will always be problems to solve. Dr. Parameter has worked out successful compromises so far, but he is still puzzling, still exploring. He plots his graphs, his curves, and flings them boldly into space. But he knows that we have barely gotten our little toe into space, and he constantly seeks to improve that toehold. He must hold to the possible, yet he constantly works along its impossible edges. He has opened the way for man's safe re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere. Journey's end for space travel.
Hey, dudes, we should be good. I just got a couple more spoonfuls here of food, and then we'll go. Trying to eat and set up VR chat at the same time. What's food? Gnocchi. She made gnocchi with meat sauce with peas and carrots mixed in and cheese. Yeah, you can make your frowny face, Ando, but the mic is taking out all of the eating noises, so you can just go be miserable somewhere else. All right. That's pretty nice. You're a gnocchi. Ah. So this dude was an engineer. Two of your favorite things, food and industry. What is that? That is quite literally a robotic arm that is made out of chocolate. All right. That's impressive. It's got food spray paint. Elvis, that's food. That's food. What the heck? What is this? Just but yeah, it's edible food spray paint. Oh my goodness. Not even mad. Dude, it moves? It's actually it actually works. That's awesome. What the hell? Really? Really? Even has the right label on the bolts. He's using grade 1. I don't know if I'd use grade 1 there, man. That's awesome. Pretty cool, man. What the hell is happening? I don't know what the hell? Yo. But this is chocolate. He's using He's using chocolate and chocolate frosting to weld the chocolate pieces of metal together. That's when you think you got it figured. You're wrong. Guy is using frosting. He's using frosting to weld his chocolate together. That is what people do. This is normal. This is a normal thing for people to be. What the frick? CNCC. Yeah, CCNC, yeah. CN chocolate. But he uses frosting to weld it together. Sorry, that's pretty damn funny, dude. This part, though, like, what? Come on, no. He's using frosting to weld it together. Oh, yes, this is where we drill the chocolate, yes. Yep. How does it taste? I don't know. I don't know. What? He even has the hydraulic lines. What? What the? What? What? All right. Okay. All right. That's enough. What's the point if you can't see that it's made of chocolate? Yeah. Why is it nuclear? I don't know. I don't know. Food on chin? No way. That's awesome. That goes in the trash. Nice. Nice. I'd have to say that in 10 years of streaming, that is literally the first time that's ever happened. Just saving it for later. Okay. Welcome to Space News. So NASA had a press conference today about Artemis 1. It did get a little bit messed up because YouTube Live went down in the middle of the press conference, and we only really got kind of a fragmented bit of press conference. Happens to you at least once a day. Nice. I'm trying to call you. I'm freaking out because a guy over the radio at the store basically told me I was going to die and no one else heard it. Excuse me for a moment, please. Here, enjoy some Starbase Live. Okay. I am back. From outer space. Everything's okay, guys. I just told Brimo to keep me updated as she comes immediately home. Alright, what was I up to? Yeah, no, I don't like that. Whose kneecaps do you need to bust? I don't know. I'm missing what happened. Brimo called me and, yeah, we needed to sort some stuff out. I think Ford might have a problem. Stockpile of unfinished Ford Super Duty pickup trucks missing chips is now visible from space. That's a lot of trucks, man. Jeez. Yeah, NASA did have a conference, but YouTube Live went down in the middle of the conference, so I'm not like 100% sure. I didn't get everything, but from what I can surmise, SLS is pretty much good to go. The problem is that there's a hurricane approaching Florida. Yeah. And it's set to get there on Wednesday. Now, SLS is scheduled to fly on Tuesday. So now NASA's in a little bit of a pickle. A little bit of a pickle. In a little bit of a pickle. What do? You roll back and risk Do you roll back and risk trying to send it, with the potential of a hurricane on the horizon? Or do you roll back and then go from there? NASA's waiting for a final weather assessment, which actually should have been done by now. They're waiting, and they will announce their decision about what they're going to do tomorrow. They can let it ride and hope that the hurricane misses, or they can roll back. The decision has to be made by tomorrow because the preparations for rollback take about 3 days. There is also on Tuesday, yep, Raga guy, I was getting to that. The weather report for Tuesday said there was a 20% favorable launch window at 11:37. At 11:37. So, yeah, guys, my money's on rolling back. The backup date is on October 2nd. Keep in mind, the thing that they're worried about is not even a hurricane. It's called Tropical Depression 9, or TD9 for short. It's not even a hurricane yet. It's going to be a hurricane, or at least some of the models have predicted that it could be up to a Category 3 hurricane. And while SLS can withstand 75 knot winds all over the rocket, I would not want to test that right now. Yeah. The suit is Black Poznat. Banned. TD9, formerly known as Lotus 98L. Yes. Yeah, Crawler Transport 2 is now parked at the gate at 39B in case NASA managers decide to return the Artemis 1 moon rocket to its assembly building. Yeah, NASA actually said that in the press interview, guys. Keep in mind, the Crawler Transport straddling the blast detonation area at 39B does not mean they're going to roll back. They're doing parallel processing. They could get the rollback done faster if the crawler is staged in the right position. If it's not, if NASA goes to launch, if they want to try and launch it, you'll see the CT move back tomorrow morning. Now, what are the crawler transporters? Crawler transporters, just in case anybody was wondering, crawler transporters are the big Jawa sand crawler things that NASA uses to move launch pads and rockets around. Those things right there. If you look at the truck, that should give you a good indication of scale. The thing's freaking huge. It was built by a company that made mining equipment once upon a time, Marion Power Shovel. But yeah, there was only 2 of them made. They were specific for this application. They live here. They've lived here for 50 years. CT2, Crawler Transporter 2, just relatively recently underwent a complete frame-off restoration, or tread-off, I guess. And that was completed a couple of years ago. CT1 is still an original Apollo configuration, albeit any of the upgrades that they did during the shuttle program. But yeah, they're massive. They have a maximum speed of about 2 miles an hour, unladen. When it's carrying a 15 million pound launch pad and rocket on top of it, it's about a half mile an hour. Yeah. Half mile an hour. Not bad considering you're moving a 15 million pounds. That's actually pretty good for what it is. Can I get an idea of what the hell's going on? Okay. Yeah, Crawler Transporter goes kind of slow with SLS aboard because SLS is a very heavy rocket. It gets great mileage. Yeah, right. What's going on here? Doesn't sound all that concerned about the weather. It's not even a named storm. It's a tropical depression. More from Tom Whitmire. Tom Whitmire's an SLS guy. More from what, my goodness, I'm not from Florida. I'm from Washington, D.C. The way we track weather there is we pick up the Washington Post and see if it's going to rain today. I wish we were better at predicting the weather absolutely 5 days in advance. And if I did, I would pretty much quit this job and go work for the Weather Bureau. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say, I listened to that part of the press interview. That's very much taken out of context. Wow. Yeah, that's very much taken out of context. Yeah. Yeah, Badger, exactly. He just kind of failed to mention the part where they said, kind of failed to mention the part that the reason why he said, I'm from DC, I don't understand how this works, is because the part he said right before that, where he said 45th Space Wing is basically handling the weather. I trust them. If they said they're not concerned with it, I'm not concerned with it. Keep in mind the context of that statement is, if it's not a concern to the vehicle, that also means that if they roll back, it's not a concern because the vehicle will be inside the VAB if the storm goes through. Simultaneously, if it just peters out and it doesn't get near the Cape, right? It's not a concern because it's not going to get near the Cape. Yeah, those statements are very much taken out of context. Once again, yeah, if you guys think I'm full of crap, just go listen to the press interview yourself. It's almost like he wasn't listening. Yeah. Just discovered EJ's YouTube channel. I don't know who's in charge to upload the VOD, but thanks. It's so great to catch up on content. That's Drummer. Shizrek. Yeah, Drummer's my right-hand man. Yeah, that's, yeah, Forge, those statements are very much, this whole thing, very much taken out of context. Like, it's not even, I'm not even upset. I wouldn't expect anything less. Like, yeah, he took him completely out of context. He didn't even, okay, so this is bad. You know what's bad? He didn't even paraphrase it. There's no ellipsis here. He didn't even bother to say that it's part of another statement. He spoke these as statement, and it didn't show that he's taking bits and pieces out of what he's saying, which is a real dick fucking move. And yeah, I'll take the time out for it. That's a real dick thing to do. At least putting ellipsis in there shows that, at least putting an ellipsis in there is, showing that this is part of a much larger statement. But no, he wouldn't afford NASA that. He wouldn't afford NASA that. Yeah, that's very, very crappy journalism. Yeah, little ashamed there. Kind of embarrassed for you. And now I take my 10-second timeout for swearing. What you drinking? I got Canada Dry Blackberry Ginger Ale. Sounds weird, right? Tastes like grape soda. Yeah, no, I'm a little shamed, dude. Like, that's really messed up. That's really messed up, you know, to take, like, dude, that's not even, did that guy take screenshots of the tweet because, like, Eric deleted his tweets or something? Because that's a little screwed up, dude. No, he retweeted that guy. Yeah. Now, guys, I will say this. Like, I don't just dump on that guy. I just don't dump on that guy because, you know, for no reason. Eric Berger is a meteorologist by trade. He's a meteorologist. So anything that comes to weather, I kind of, dude, I know he knows what he's talking about. But, yeah, he's a weatherman. Yeah, Hellfish, it's kind of annoying, dude. Those were statements in a much bigger, much more larger response, and he didn't even give Tom Whitmire the benefit of using ellipsis to show that it's a bigger thing. He just tried to, you know, take the statement at face value, which is not something you can really do when it comes to like rocket science and planning. Once again, fellas, I'm not gonna let it bother me. Doesn't bother me. We should expect nothing less. Yeah, God, exactly. He's used to being wrong 60% of the time. Yeah, it's a little messed up, dude. It's a little messed up, but once again, you know, after that Artemis press conference, I let the press get to me so much that it really started to like affect my day, and I realized that that's not really healthy. So it doesn't bother me. It's just wrong. Like that's, I mean, it's not okay. To be 100% clear, it's not wrong. It's not even the quotes don't even take it out of context. That is exactly what he said. But context matters when it comes to space flight. That really is kind of important. Is Dart landing impact or whatever? Is Dart landing impact whatever it does worthy of Monday night coverage? If I have time, dude. If I have time, Dado. So, full transparency. Monday is the day that Brimo's lease on her car ends, and I'm not sending Brimo to a car dealership by herself. So she has to do it after work. So at 5 o'clock, I'm going to the dealership because, once again, I'm not sending Brimo to the car dealership by herself. That is not a good idea. I know, like, you know, if you're wondering why, it's like, car dealers, long story short. Yeah. Dealers. They, you know, Brimo doesn't know that much about cars. I do. I'm not sending her by herself. So, and I'm not, simultaneously, if Remo can't get another car or we can't lease another car, and she has to drive my cars around. So that means we would have to like daily the 97 or the Mustang, and winter is coming. And that's not a good idea for either of those. So, yeah, I'm not letting Brimo go to a dealership by herself. Yeah, the 97, the F-250, a 4x2 is not what you want to drive around in the snow, and the Mustang definitely isn't something you want to drive around in the snow. Now, keep in mind we are on Cape Cod. It does not snow as much here as it does in, you know, up in Eastern Mass. But I'm not taking the chances, dude. I need to have one car that's like I know is 100% good to go, not just my fleet of fun, you know? Poor household, limited to only 4 vehicles. Yeah, Foz, but here's the thing. When those 4 vehicles combine, we get the price of 1 regular vehicle. It's like Captain Planet, but with cars. We're also supposed to get dark coverage Monday evening. I know, Novus, but I can't send Brimo to the dealer by herself. I'm not doing that. So if I'm not here for it, I'm not here for it, man. I really want to be here because the double asteroid redirect is a really awesome mission, but yeah, hand got forced on this one. And it sucks because that seems like... I don't like missing coverage. It seems like that's all I've been saying for like the past month. I can't cover that. Or I can't cover this Starlink. I can't cover this. I can't cover that. It really sucks. It really sucks because, yeah, no, like some stuff I just... It's just stuff is taking precedent, man. You know, you buy a house, that's how it goes. And don't get me wrong. Stuff is, you know, all the real life stuff is dying down. Like the car lease is like one of the last real life things to do. I've gone... Just on a side note, guys, I've gone to like 3 weddings in the past 3 weeks. It's been pretty freaking crazy. Yeah, I don't have any time to do anything. That's why the shop and everything is taking so much freaking time, you know? What are they going to even show for the DART mission? Will there be video? I don't think there will be onboard video, silly. And if there is onboard video, I highly doubt it'll be in real time. Because of it's so long. It's so long away. It is a long distance away. That's how it goes. Yep. Take a Zen moment a day. Walk to your zoo. Wait, what? My head went to a dark place when you said I've been going to a lot of weddings. Oh, yeah. They aren't mine. They aren't my wedding. My wedding's next year. And I got a plan for that, too. Man, this whole freaking life thing, dude. Annoying. Yeah, silly. It's good. It's gonna be like that. Yeah. Wedding planning, such fun. Yeah, I know. Were you taking notes at these other weddings? Oh yeah. Comes at you fast, right? Yeah. Guys, you want to hear a weird one? Less than 5 years ago, I lived at my parents' house. That's strange. That's strange. I lived with my parents. And you want to hear something even crazier? 5 years ago, I lived with my parents, and I hadn't met Brimo yet. Is that weird? That's weird. I think it's safe to say that I turned things around pretty good. For being 29, no girlfriend living with your parents, to 34, fiance with house. Not bad, right? Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Your boy's doing all right. Your boy is doing all right. You know what I'm saying? Not bad. I'm working hard, man. And I did it. We did it during the pandemic, too. And no rocket parts. Are you making fun of me? Adulting does suck, but there's booze. Yeah. Yeah, silly. The adulting part is annoying. It's tedium. It's like doing homework for younger kids. It's like doing homework, but it's worse because there's like actually a penalty if you don't do it. Like don't pay bills, for instance. But also at the same time, dude, being an adult's pretty rad. It's pretty awesome because I have a freaking garage. Right? I have a freaking playground out there, not like an actual playground, you know what I mean? But when you're older and you buy a truck, it's a nice hobby. When you're a kid and you get a toy truck, it's a toy. No, it's just a toy truck that I can drive around in. It's freaking sweet, dude. Yeah, no Limprod, right? We'll get dart pictures, I think, 1 picture a second. There's only like a 38-second delay, apparently, for data and commands. Oh. Way to make me feel worse about it, Novus. I appreciate that. Love to see your wedding at KSC. Can't afford that. Yep. Nope. Yeah, that kind of sucks too. Yeah, adulting sucks when you're the one that realizes when you realize that you're the one responsible for saying no, you can't have that. It's the worst feeling ever. It's the worst feeling ever. There's an Italian CubeSat that got ejected from Dart, and it's going to film it and then send it to us. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. But yeah, SLS, they're looking for... guys, I'll be honest with SLS, you know, that why would you even roll the dice with the tropical depression? I don't... They have to make a decision by tomorrow. Rollback could put the vehicle, it's going to put it out of its current configuration because rolling the thing back shakes the thing around. It does fatigue the vehicle in some way, shape, or form. If you roll back, even though it seems like the safe option, it seems like the right thing to do, right? If you roll back, you're going to shake SLS around. I don't know, something might come off, something might, I mean, you might fatigue metal in places that you didn't understand. So once they roll it back, right, they're gonna have to check. You gotta check, but they'll have the service gantries to do it. And also, if they roll back, that gives them, they'll be able to charge the batteries on the flight termination system. You'll be able to charge those batteries that the range has been giving you a lot of crap over lately. So, you know, it has positives and negatives. If you stay out on the pad, you get the benefit of knowing with a pretty high degree of confidence that stuff will work, like the thing will seal and it will fill up with hydrogen just fine, right? But also, at the same time, you run the risk of the rocket getting hit by, at the very worst, a tropical storm. Actually, the very worst would be a tropical depression, but... yeah, that could be a problem. Oh. I heard something, and I'm like, what was that? Are you okay? Made it home okay? You didn't see anybody following you? You sure? Why are you raising your voice? What? Okay. Do you need me for a second? Okay. I'll be right back 1 second, dudes. Primo needs a hug. It's been a weird day. You will listen to Goatshire. I'll be back in a moment. Dudes, I got a question. So this might be weird. All right, but okay, so here's what happened. Here's why Brimo needs hugs. So Brimo got real freaked out by a radio advertisement on she was out shopping, right? And she got a little freaked out by a radio advertisement. Dude, I'm like 100% sure this is some like viral marketing thing, right? And like there was a song playing, and then the song finished, and then there was dead air on the radio for a second, and then the advertisement was like basically said, "Your time is coming soon. Make sure to go towards the light. Your time's almost done." And then it went right back to playing music. Now, yeah, that's very strange. That's really messed up, right? Like for a radio advertisement, right? Either that or somebody went on the PA at the department store that Brimo was working at to screw with people, right? So that's why Brimo's like, what the hell? I told her to peace out and she's here, right? You know, or the crap are they advertising? A funeral home? I don't know, man. I don't, Brimo, it sounds strange, but I know Brimo heard that. I trust her. Like she's not crazy. Like, but what we're trying to do now is figure out what advertisement it is, and that's gonna be where we got to figure out what radio station it is, Neo. None of the people at the store knew what radio station they played. Was Brimo in the store right before closing? No. Google the exact words? I don't know. She's gonna have to do that. Sweetheart, have you Googled those exact words? She doesn't know the exact words because it freaked her out. There are people saying the world is going to end tomorrow. Yeah. Maybe a ghost on the radio? Yeah, geek. Well, we'll see. I mean, don't get me wrong. Brimo didn't think, like, the hand of the big man upstairs came down and talked to her. You know what I mean? Like, we know it was a radio advertisement, but yeah, I'm trying to figure out what it is. I can't figure it out. Coney 2012. Oh my goodness. I remember that, dude. I was like, I remember that to Roger. People were like, "Oh, check out this new meme." And I'm like, "What's this new meme?" And they're like, "Oh, it's Coney 2012." And then I watched the video and I'm like, "What?" Sorry, Parker's all booked up. You have to move your end of the world party to tomorrow. Yeah, right. Isn't it about 17 days till the Fallout universe is supposed to happen? Y2K. What did I miss on the radio? I don't know, but there's this thing that you can do, Jackal, where you scrub back to the VOD. Conspiracy theorists falsely claim a solar flare will end the world on September 24th. A solar flare. They understand that we can see those coming, right? If she was in a store and it was closing, they would be trying to get him out. Nah, we... Here, let me check the hours of the store. Nope, store's open for another couple hours. Could it be promoting a haunted house advertisement since Halloween is coming up? That's my guess, Bandit. Yeah, I know, Pigzig. You got to go digging around if you want to find the really good stuff. The President is a Time Traveler is a really good one. If you ever seen that one, that's a really good one. Really good. Really, really funny, actually. Yeah, Hell Hydra, exactly. So we're just trying to rip stream. I'm still here. You still here? Yeah, Turing. That. Yeah. Yeah. Which president? I don't know. But what if it was legitimate and Brimo's future self is trying to save her without creating a paradox? Yeah, The Keanu Reeves ones I know about, Fanta. I go and read conspiracy theories for fun, dude. It's a good time. My favorite one's Bob Lazar. That one's the best. Cause like the super nerd in me is like, can we like just like make sure that he's like, lying? Because if he's telling the truth, we should like really do that. That would be really good. It's so bad, man. Birds aren't real. That's a good one, but little too mainstream for my taste. Yeah, Pythos, I've seen that one. Yep. Element 115, dude. Can we, like, just make sure that can't be used as spacecraft propellant? Because if he's telling the truth, like, then we could, like, Star Wars. Like, yeah, I know, Phil. The Bob Lazar one is amazing, dude. Such a good one. Such a good one, dude. Anyway, yeah. If anybody wants to go digging and find that, like a radio advertisement that just says go towards the light or something, yeah, that would be super useful. That would help Brimo and I get some peace of mind. Because, yeah, it's a little messed up. I was big into the Aurora Dark Star space planes. Yeah. It's just that Bob Lazar is so dang convincing. Not that there's actual evidence to back him up. Yeah. I mean, Mason, he talks like an engineer. But then again, I can fool people too, so who knows? She heard it in a store, you said. Yeah, Tan. Yep.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Yeah, like, it's not obvious for what motivation for lying would be, so I kind of believe that, yeah, Mason, I hear you. But, see, here's my thing about that stuff. So, like, if, Aurora or whatever, like, if we met aliens and the aliens are at Area 51 and we reverse engineered alien technology, etc., if the Air Force and the Space Force just came out and said, yeah, we got, like, the Independence Day ship back here, we've been all over the universe, I'd be like, dude, that's awesome. I'm not even mad. Not even mad that you kept that from the eye. I get it. I get why you wouldn't want people to have that, I'd be like, that's freaking sweet, dude. Can I go now? Like, I don't even need to go there and stay. I just want to go and see it. And then I come right back here, you know what I mean? Future design idea. Possibility to have pad umbilicals that provide power to the vehicle. Maybe provide power to the flight termination system. Trojan, the flight termination system on SLS is a totally separated system on purpose. Yeah, it's on purpose. That's just SG-1 all over again. Yeah. Elon would be mad he'd been wasting his time. Yeah. We still need to get up there, Have you seen the one that says that the movie The Rock is just a James Bond movie? Yeah, that's a good one, Clayton. That's a good one. I think you're the one that linked me to that a long time ago, and I watched it. It was legit. I always kind of suspected that it's like a James Bond sequel, not James Bond sequel. You know what I'm saying? Like how, what's the game that's technically Left 4 Dead 3, but is not Left 4 Dead 3, but it's Left 4 Dead 3, you know what I'm saying? I haven't heard the official song yet, Tan. Back for Blood. Yes, Back for Blood. Yeah. Nick Cage should be in more James Bond movies. You want to really see who killed JFK? Yeah, right. You have no idea how fast I am. I'm fast as frick, boy. What's that, Forge? U.S. Air Force selects Raytheon and Northrop Grumman to develop a first-of-its-kind hypersonic air-breathing missile. First of its kind. Okay. Here it is. Oh yeah, the thing, yeah. Here. I mean, it's no Marine Corps anthem, but it is good. We're back in the 50s with that crap. What should the Space Force's theme song be? Should it be Yeah, him, not anthem, excuse me. The Halo theme? I agree with that. I agree with that. Yep. The royalty-free dubstep. Oh yeah. The Spaceball theme music. Dun da da dun da dun da da. Pew bum ba da bum bum ba. Just take one of the Star Trek themes. I do like the Star Trek theme. Okay. Hey, if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna throw on Starbase Live again for a second. I just need to. I'm gonna check on Brimo again, just make sure everything's good. I'll be right back. Seriously though, if somebody can find that stupid radio advertisement, so we can, you know, not like make sure. I mean, it could have been somebody in the department store over the PA. There is a PA over the damn thing. Creeper, you're looking? Alright, see what you can find, dude. We'll see what we can see. I swear, if it's some kids on the PA system punking them, I'm gonna go down there, I'm gonna knock some face in, dude. I'll be right back 1 second. Go here, we'll just turn on Starbase Live here for a moment.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Alright, dudes, I'm back. Hello. Sorry about all the interruptions today. It's just been a weird day, dude. Is there anything particular that might happen? Nah. I just had that on kind of as a backup. I needed to take a quick break. My guess, either PA or an ad.
Discovery.
Yeah, exactly, Aqualex. Like, we could see solar flares coming. Wild September 24th Doomsday Conspiracy goes viral on TikTok. Yeah, Aqualex, so we figured out what radio station the department store had on. It's an independent station in Boston, so somebody probably bought airtime on that radio station with that kind of crap. That's what's going on. Or misheard store slogan. Yeah, no, okay, so full nice, Mason, nice. Okay, so full kind of transparency here. Dudes, I'm not gonna lie to you. Brimo and I get nasty imposter syndrome from time to time. And it kind of, like, I'm susceptible to this too. You see it all the time. Like, when people tip the stream, I'm like, what are you doing? Okay, I don't like this. Dude, 10 years in, and I still have to remind myself, like, you really just play video games? That's all you do? Like, you know how you always have that voice in the back of your head that's, like, always kind of like, you can do better. Oh, you're terrible. What are you doing? Like, the jerk, the absolute just jackass version of yourself. That part of me is talking all the time. It's like, dude, you just play video games. Your life ain't too hard. Shut up. You know what I mean? Like, you know, not a good time, man. Not a good time. So, like this, yeah. Yes, Metroid, exactly like that. Yeah, I teach people about arrows. But yeah, like hypersonic, even that. Like, you taught yourself rocket science. You didn't teach yourself rocket science. You know nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? You don't know nothing. It's like, we get some, in Primo too, like, we get some nasty imposter syndrome from time to time. And yeah, it does kind of, like, you know, even if that was, like I said, we know, both of us know that was some stupid radio advertisement, right? Like, but like from time to time, it's like, I have trouble dealing with that. Sometimes the guy's like, you just play video games, your life ain't hard. Shut up. Go actually get a real job, you bum. Like,
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
The real imposter. Nice. Yeah, we get imposter syndrome, dude, and it kind of screws with you a little bit. Like, even Bree, like, you know, she, you know, like, this might sound like a little ridiculous, but she never thought she'd live in Boston, right? With, you know, here and have a really nice job. Bree didn't grow up in the best parts of Detroit, guys. Let me put it to you like that. Oh yeah, Aqualex, like, once again, I've been getting better with it. But dude, buying this, like, this house, like, oh, man, from time to time, I'm like, do I really have that? Like, even still, like, we've lived here for more than a month and a half now. At this point, we moved in. We moved in, started to move in on the 1st, and we really moved everything on the 9th of August. So we've been here almost 2 months, and I'm still like, what the hell? Who are you, and what did you do with the real EJ? Yeah, right? You know? Yeah, creeper there is, but yeah. Yeah, exactly, Hypersonic, yeah. No, dude, even now, I still get weird imposter syndrome. Like, you know, you can't teach aerospace. You should. Why are you teaching aerospace? You don't have an aerospace degree. Why would you be communicating it? You probably suck at this. Like, and you know what? Like, guys, for a long time, I let that rattle my cage a little bit. Nowadays, dudes, I use that to motivate me to work harder. This is why I'm so anal about making sure I get stuff right. You know, because I'm not an engineer. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean you still don't get imposter syndrome. So, like, if it seems like Bree is like freaked out from a radio advertisement? No, dude. Like, stuff is going so well for us right now. We're like, really? Because we're both used to stuff not going well. Like, anything that goes well, it just goes bad. You know what I mean? Like, and stuff for us has not been too bad. Like, we made it unscathed through the pandemic and stuff. Like, and our families made it unscathed through the pandemic. You know, like, I really don't like saying that out loud, but, you know, yeah, you get some nasty imposter syndrome, dudes. Like, it's weird. Like, we're waiting for the house of cards to fall. Like, that's like, what's going on? You know, enjoy the ride. No, yeah, that's what I usually do. But sometimes, you know, it's almost like we have complex emotions and stuff, and you know, you can't be happy all the time. If you're happy all the time, that means you're crazy. You gotta, Bob Ross, right? You gotta have some sad times to know when the happy times are, right? Like, not to go completely off the deep end, right? Yeah, Shrizek, yeah, good point. Yeah, trust me, I've been helping. Yeah, Uncle Lex, it's not depression or anxiety. It's just, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's probably a little bit anxiety. It's not depression or anything like that. But damn, dude, it's nasty imposter syndrome, and that spooks us from time to time. Like I get it. I do more than playing video. I do more than play video games, right? Like I get it. I get it. But man, like every time I walk up to my garage, I'm like, what? Playing video games got me this? Like, okay, that's weird. And I know, like, you shouldn't think like that. Like 90% of the time, I'm like, man, yeah, that's right. My hard work got me this, you know? But sometimes it's like, you know? Remember that Arian Space launch? When we detected the issue before Arian Space, you got to be doing something right. When did that happen? Yeah, Grav, you're about a year into the first Homeo, and we get imposter syndrome every single time we pull him out of the drive. Yeah, no, Grav Shark, right? Like, you know, everybody says, oh, don't buy a house right now. Buying a house right now sucks. Like, it's like, and we did it, and everybody's like, oh, buying a house is so hard. I'm like, it wasn't too hard, I guess. But then again, we did work hard for it, so. I do remember that. We noticed it in the altitude chart live data. Oh yeah, the Vega launch. Yeah, the one that took the nosedive. We did see that. That's right. we did see that. Yeah. I wouldn't say we knew it before. Yeah, we saw that something was going wrong before they announced it, Rocket Guy. I'm sure the people with the live telemetry in front of them knew something was going very wrong with that rocket. But yeah, so imposter syndrome spooked Brimo a little bit today. That's honestly what's going on. And, you know, like, speaking on a relationship note, dude, sometimes you gotta be there. You know what I'm saying? If you're in a relationship, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're not, then fellas or fellettes, either one, it works both ways. Sometimes you got to be there for your significant other. So now is one of those times, which is why I've been taking breaks like every hour, you know. But yeah, everything's good. We're good. Got to be there. So, you know, when she needs me, I'm there. And she doesn't sound the alarm like that, you know, unless it's really a problem. Now fellas are there for each other. What? Oh, yeah, okay. I'm not sure how that has any. That's not the relationship that I'm talking about in Mana, but also, yes, yeah, sure. That's not exactly what I'm talking. That's more camaraderie than not. I'm talking about a different thing there. Had a relationship that fell apart because she'd push away in these moments. Yeah, no, that happens. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, we're good. Everything's good. No need to worry. I do appreciate it. Do appreciate you bearing with me. But yeah, we're good. You just moved in and you already left the toilet lid open. I've learned more from this stream in 5 years than 5 years working in the industry with rocket scientists. Oh, well, that's good, Pete. Thank you. That means a lot coming from you, man. Actually, Mr. EJ, Mr. Miyagi says no be there, so you're wrong. Will the salami lid fit? Always, my vans. All right, so, guys, NASA will make a decision. Give me a second. Let me turn the page. Okay. We'll do Friday Night Racing in a little bit. Did you go to the Renaissance Fair? No. Hey, Alleviate, what's going on? You play with the boombox in Satisfactory? Yep. CD Projekt Red is hiring in Boston under Molasses Flood. Molasses Flood. Nice name. Very fitting. This is the first place I come for space news and launch streams. Thanks, Jax. Yeah. Okay.
Do something else.
Yeah, come on, Hobag, give me chicken pot pie.
Hey, you squeezy little mouse.
Oh, yeah. I can... So I have Twitter up there on the other monitor, and I moved the mouse too far, and it went up and it played a video. What video is this?
Oh, come on, Ocho, come on, hurry up.
Yeah, this thing's a piece of shit. Let's go do something else.
Yeah, come on, Hobag, give me chicken pot pie.
Hey, you squeezy little mouse. Go get it your sorry ass
Don't
self.
talk to me like that, bitch.
Get out of my way, you piece of shit.
I'm not even kidding. I didn't even mean to click on that. That's a thing. That is a thing that exists. And you think I'm kidding. Look, it's right there. I had to drag the window down.
Oh, come on, Ocho, come on, hurry up.
Yeah, this thing's a piece of shit. Let's go do something else.
Yeah, come on, Hobag, give me chicken pot pie.
Hey, you squeezy little mouse. Go get it your sorry ass
Don't
self.
talk to me like that, bitch.
Get out of my way, you piece of shit.
Yep. That's me right now. All right. You need a link for reasons. Sorry about the swearing, dudes. That popped up. I'm not even kidding. I used to watch that show. Oh, well, I'm happy to be the one to ruin it for you. Wait. There you go. Yeah, I think they didn't link it up there. Huh. No, seriously, I was going to click on this tab, because Creeper, I have the Delta 4 Heavy video from Tori Bruno teed up, right? And the screen is right there, and I went off and I clicked the play button on the Big Bear video. That's awesome. Oh my goodness. You can see how it's like right in the center? It's right lined up with the two columns, with the freaking columns here. So if you're going to hit a play button, it's right there. Like, legendary misclick. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Okay. All right. Let's check out the rest of the space news. Did that just happen? Go get me a chicken pot pie. No, you go get it yourself. All right. They're moving back the mobile service towers for Delta 4. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, man. That could have been used to make space shuttles. It could have been at a barbecue. Almost as good as the monkey yell crash. What, this? Oh, yeah. I have that on speed dial, man. Yep, that's the last Delta 4 out of Vandenberg. That's the last one. It's the last one out of Vandenberg, guys. There's 2 left. The last 2 are going from Slick 37B. If I'm actually if I'm remembering correctly, the one of them is already at the Cape. It's already at the Slick 37B mobile service tower. That's what I was trying to say. Sorry. I start to lose my train of thought really easily when I get tired. And I am tired. The end of an era approaching rapidly. Yeah. Slick 6, man. So you see how the 2 buildings come apart like that? And the rocket is built right into the pad. The more keen-eyed people here will notice that this thing's got this crazy big structure, and then on either side, it just angles out at a very peculiar angle. The peculiar angle that it pops out at, here, let me get the picture up, is for a reason. They built that building not for a Delta IV Heavy. Which pad is Vulcan going to use at Vandenberg? I think Slick 3. No, Slick 6 at Vandenberg. Oh. Slick 6 at Vandenberg was designed for that thing. See? There's a shuttle on that exact same pad in 1985. See? There's Enterprise. Everything okay with the lady? Yeah. Yeah, Panta. I talked about it, dude. Yeah, no. Brimo and I sometimes get gnarly imposter syndrome. So, Brimo heard like a radio advertisement on the radio, and it was some viral Halloween bull crap, and it was like, oh, your time is coming. Better say goodbye. And then it just went back to playing music. Yeah, oh, see? Yeah, look. Fucking wings and SRBs, dude. There it is. That's the same building. Once upon a time, it was designed for shuttle stacks. Look at tail service masts. Everybody knows about those since SLS, right? So yeah, just imposter syndrome's kind of screwing with us a little bit. A tweet that represents chat's reaction.
What the hell was that all about?
Yeah. Shy, let me say what you've done for me as a sad trucker who went down with stress when Brimo was not in the picture yet. We were less happy then too. After you started the big SPAC in Brimo, yeah, you happiness came with it. And now look at me, I'm about to be an intern as an engineer thanks to you guys in this channel. So get out of here, the imposter syndrome. There is no home for you here. Yeah, Shy, like, thank you. I appreciate the kind words. And everybody that tipped in subs. I'm not asking for subs or anything like that. It's just, yeah, dude, even now. Dude, did you guys know? So the older viewers here will know this. I did not accept tips for the longest time. I did not accept people tipping the stream until maybe 2015.
Discovery.
24, like late 2014. I streamed 2012, 2013, 2014, did not accept a dime from anyone. Even after the stream was getting 200 to 300 viewers a night, I didn't accept a dime because I felt really weird about playing video games for money, you know? Because you asked for subs. I wasn't partnered at the time, Jackal. The only way you could pay me is through tips. Seriously. This is the affiliate program that didn't exist. There was maybe less than like 2,000 partners when I got partnered, dude. I've been doing this a long time. Yeah. I still feel weird about it, even to this day. You'll love this. Rip Justin TV. That's right, Blue. Yeah, long time ago. Yeah, that was just linked a second ago, W. Now you're used to selling your soul. Dude, yeah, I know. You put a cap in there, Bren, but I still have reservations about that, dude. Could I be a little bit shameless and make the stream, you know,
Discovery.
more profitable? Yeah, sure, but I won't. Won't do it. I don't need that weighing on my conscience, you know what I mean? Like, screw that. It's easier this way. I'll take the pay hit. This job's too fun, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's all good. Hey, Camp, 3-month resub. Thanks, man. Partner program used to require references back then. Yeah, you had to know somebody. You had to have people could put in a good word for you. Now Das put in a good word for me, and that's what got me partnered. Seriously, to do anything for that dude. It's called karma hygiene. Yeah, I guess that's a good way to put that. That's right, Ananas. I've always been a proponent of that, dude. You know. Yeah, Brandy's a good friend. You say that like you want to go back to slinging TVs at Best Buy. Nah, I'm good. I'm never working retail again, man. I've done it for cumulatively, non-consecutively about a decade of experience. I don't need to do that. I'm not doing that ever again. I have enough connections where, if this doesn't work out, I could do, we could go around. We have options, you know what I'm saying? What you and Brio do is worth more money than it is in circulation. Thanks, Shy. I'm glad I could help. Because, try to be a positive influence, because there's so much garbage. There's so much garbage out there. And I try not to be part of that garbage, you know what I'm saying? Hedonism bot wouldn't like what you're saying. Yeah, come and give me grapes and then rub my feet. Oh, oh man. I'll tell you this, fellas. The only way you're ever getting me near a hot tub on stream is if I'm fixing one. If we buy a hot tub and we fix it. That is the only time I'll ever do a hot tub stream. The most you're going to get is plumber's ass. You know what I'm saying? I'll take the time out. It was worth it. Oh, my God. We want that, though. I'll take that time out. I got to time myself out. I'm not above my own rules.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Captain Jack, get your marker and whiteboard ready. What? Oh, yeah, that's what the... Yeah, okay, it took me a second. We can install a fireman's pole in the garage. Well, we'd need a loft to do that, anesthesist. Don't threaten chat with a good time. Yikes. So, yeah. The other big bit of space news, other than like the Starship update here, guys, is that there's an application from the FCC here for STA, Special Temporary Authority, and it's for a Falcon Heavy. So if SpaceX is putting in the stuff for a Falcon Heavy here, that means we're gonna see a Falcon Heavy first. I'm not sure what mission it is. I know there's like 3 missions. There's like 3 Falcon Heavies just chilling around KSC right now. Three different ones. One of them is the L-44 mission. I think the payload delayed that. The loft is for the hot tub, obviously. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So we got a Falcon Heavy coming soon. Unrelated, but is there any plans for Starship from Vandenberg, or would they go polar orbits from the Cape instead? I have seen no plans for Starship from Vandenberg and Mana. However, I would be remiss to say that if the U.S. Transportation Command and the Space Force aren't involved, are involved, and they are, there's probably, that I would be inclined to say that there probably would be, but who knows? Too bad you can't set fixed thumbnails on Twitch. If you could, I would say, if when you do that, yeah. All right. Did you see this? Whoa. Starship CFD. Cool. Hold on. Let me check this out. Starship doing a belly flop in CFD. This 3 billion voxel Fluid X 3D simulation. You know what? I'm going to give them a follow. Screw it. Simulation shows how turbulence plus drag is maximized on purpose. Yep. Someone, Freedom of Information Act, U.S. Transcom? I don't need to, Blue. I know people that work there. It's true. Thought I'd be, as long as we're on the subject of being transparent. That's cheating! No, it's not! How's it cheating? That's not cheating at all! What are you talking about? That's a lot of drag, dude. There's a lot of low pressure. A lot of low pressure behind Starship there. Yeah. Night Sun Temple. Jeez. Yeah. Look at... Oh, my goodness. So, fellas, I'll be honest with you. This is probably destroying my encoder right now. Second part of this is like, okay, check it out. So, yeah, it's making tons of drag. Like, tons of drag. But take a look. You want to see something weird with aerodynamics? Well, not weird. It's just something that I have a feeling SpaceX is going to have a weird issue with. Don't get me wrong. It's not like some game over. Starship's never going to fly because of this. It's not anything like that. Don't worry about it. So if you look around right where the fuselage meets the wing, that is absurdly high pressure in this. See how it's really light right there, and see how there's a faint line, and there's another one right there. That part of Starship is going to get absurdly hot. The armpit, so to speak, of the wing right here, really, really freaking hot. They're going to need some extremely thick tiles there. And don't get me wrong, SpaceX already knows this. I know they already know this. I'm saying this for your kind of benefit. The keen-eyed of you would notice that if you look at Ship 24, the thickest tiles are right there. They're right on the wing surface. That's where the thickest tiles are, and they're glued. Those are glued. Those are where the tiles are so thick that they can't do a mechanical adhesion. They glue them. And also they glue them because it moves. It doesn't even fall like that in real life. It has the flaps folded and moving. Yeah, of course, but yeah, point still stands. The wing position is agnostic to wing position. You're still going to have insane amounts of heat. You see it right there? See that seam? And then it's right there too. See what I'm talking about? Yeah, Starship is going to... Yeah, it's going to get really, really hot right there. Is the high pressure blue in this? Yeah, I think it's inverted from the shuttle simulation that we saw yesterday. But I'm not 100% sure. Either way, that's one hell of a fluid simulation. Look at how much dirty air that thing makes. Unbelievable. The armpit. Yeah, good name. See right here? On the bottom part right there, that thing is going to get super hot. And if we... Here, let me go back over... Hold on.
If it was a fastball, he was on it. Pham shoots it the opposite way to
go,
right field.
Go. Yes! Awesome. They're probably still going to lose. Let's see. That's... Oh my god. So that's the moment the storm gets a name. I gotta find some pictures of Starship, damn it. Oh my god. Awesome. Yep, going to lose. Yeah, they're gonna lose. Of course they're gonna lose. I really hope it stays in the that tropical storm stays in the Gulf, or we're gonna have a bad day. Here, let's see if we get. Let's check out the newest NSF video. Let's see if we got any. No, that's just showing. Ooh. Yeah, that GN2 port is open. Last, it was to give an idea of how compute intensive it was. This is 4 hours to render on 4 GPUs that are each twice as powerful as a 3090. Yes, like I said, if anybody can figure out a way to do comprehensive computational fluid dynamics in real time, that person is going to be a trillionaire. Because right now it kind of sucks. Yeah, kind of hard to do. To static fire the engines to push the storm away, Fivehead. Static fire solid rocket boosters. Hey, RB, you just blowing from Stupid Town? Here, let's check this other video. So, see right there? That's the edge that I'm talking about. It's going to get super hot right there. Those tiles are super thick. They're way thicker than these tiles. For that exact reason. Like I said, this isn't anything that SpaceX doesn't know. It's just something that for you guys' benefit to see. It's going to get super hot right there. Like, to the point where I've often wondered why SpaceX didn't put a fairing right there. Not a fairing like an aerodynamic shell, but bridge that gap so it's a nice smooth shape. So instead of like going up and having an armpit right there, it's just smoothed out. It's probably for manufacturing. But see what I'm talking about? See this? See that seam right there? Yeah. Starship could benefit from being a little more blunt body on the front. So basically, if you took something like Susie, you know, and you like the European Space Agency Susie, right? And you made it Starship sized, right? And then you gave it Starship flappy wings. Now we're talking that shape. So like it looks like a toaster oven if you look at it from the front, right? Elon said that before. He wants to move the wings up. Exactly. Like I said, this isn't some game over. Starship will never fly. I know more than Elon Musk. Ha ha ha. It's not that. It's just for you guys' benefit. That area is going to get really hot. So SpaceX has thought about changing the design. It's nothing they don't know. Starship with canards, get out. Get out. Now. Now. No validation. Get out. Now. Get out. Think about what you just said. I'm still rooting that Starship is going to look like the shuttle even more. I really wish. Brand, you remember when somebody posted the I forget who did it, but somebody posted a Starship that was painted to look like the space shuttle, and dude, it looked awesome. It was so happy. It was painted the black and the white with the Nomex tiles on the back. I'm like, oh my god, I want it. I want it. I want it. Are we racing tonight? That's the plan, Max. That's the plan. That's the plan. Last, when is the next SLS window again? Tuesday is what they're aiming for, the 27th, weather guy, but yeah. You jinxed them! Hicks hit a home run. I didn't jinx nothing. I didn't jinx nothing. I just said they stated facts, man. I didn't jinx nothing. They were already going to lose. They suck. They're terrible. Oh, yeah, no, don't worry. It's the 27th, but yeah, no, NASA knows. Yeah. Don't take this the wrong way, but I hope you flipped the car. It was so entertaining last time. Dude, I will throw up if that happens. We should nuke it. You know what? Cuba's right there. Yeah, never mind. Never mind. That, like, maybe it'll go away, but also, I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah. No, never mind. That was a joke, by the way. Can I get a short news rundown? How did SLS testing go? Testing went good. Did Firefly's Alpha orbit? It's not launched yet, Zimthy. SLS testing went good. Their target right now, guys. The plan is still on for the 27th. Okay, plan's still on for the 27th. But also, that might be off the table. NASA will give us a decision tomorrow. They're going to give us a decision based off of the weather models that they would have received probably about 2 hours ago. This was from a press conference this morning. They said they're going to wait until the afternoon, so now, and they'll tell us what the decision is tomorrow. The options here are to proverbially ride out the storm and launch right before that thing hits, because on Tuesday it's going to be right here. See? 2 p.m. on Tuesday. There is, I will just state as a matter of fact, there's an 80% probability of violation on Tuesday with the cumulus cloud rule, the surface electric fields rule, and the in-flight precipitation. Cloud cover on Tuesday is going to be from 2,500 to 20,000 cumulus cloud. And then from 15,000 to 30,000, you have alto cumulus clouds, which means, that's a lot of clouds. Guys, I'll tell you this. You don't want the first flight to be in the rain. You don't want the first flight to be into a thunderstorm. Even if the rocket could do it, you don't want that. You want your first flight to be on a nice clear day physically you can see that thing fly up into the sky, so you can image it. You want it to launch on a clear day. I'm like 95% sure NASA tomorrow morning will announce that they're going to roll back SLS, and they'll roll it back and they'll have it in the VAB on Monday. I'm like 95% sure. That's what I would do. If I was in charge, that's what I'd do. I probably would have already said to do that. Like, you could try to send it. You could try. I wouldn't roll the dice with a test flight like this, because even if Tuesday does come around, the weather conditions suck. It's not even worth it. Just roll it back, which kind of sucks because NASA did all that work on the pad to avoid rolling it back. But the plus is that they'll be able to charge the flight termination system batteries. So on October 2nd, which is next Sunday, because of course it is, of course they launch on a Sunday. On October 2nd, that's the backup window. I'm putting my money on October 2nd. SLS plus Starship together flying. This is good. Это хорошо. Да. На здоровье. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Yeah, I want that. That'd be pretty sweet. Please launch on Sunday. No work. No, don't launch on Sunday. No work. That's bad. Sorry, tell me, sweetheart. What was that? It was bad. It had nothing. No energy. No fire. No nothing. I got a show to run here, and it must pop, pop, pop. So tomorrow from 5 to 7, will you please act like you don't want to scrub the launch every 5 minutes? It must be green, okay? Then Crew 5 launched the following day. On my other day off. Oh, boy. I'm not stressing out. Emotional damage. We are super green for launch. We are not super green for launch on Tuesday, Deadly. That's for sure. We are not super green at all. Streamer, let's hear your take on all the Twitch drama recently, man. Come on. Wow. And that's all I have to say about that. Wow. Wow. The chess one though. That one. Dude, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to, dude, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I heard about it for like 5 seconds from a guy. Like, he's like, dude, you hear about the Twitch drama? This guy wants to shove stuff up his butt during a chess game. I'm like, dude, you know what? I don't even want to hear the rest of that story. And I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not even trying to be rhetorical. I genuinely don't want to know. I'm just like, okay. Nope. 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 Not doing this. Dude. Oh my god. All right. Like, I'm not even like, all right. Of course that happens. Why wouldn't it? Oh my gosh. I'm not exaggerating, fellas, for what I just said. I'm serious. I'm not dude, it's like, all right. I don't understand what's happening. So bad. That's like, what? I don't understand. How do you even, you know what? I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Go at throttle up.
I don't want to know. And I do not mean that ironically. I genuinely don't want. I'm just like, I'm just going to go keep doing my thing here with space stuff. Okay. Like, let's go over to next. Let's see what's going on. So let's see what's going up. Did you see Elon tweet about it too? I didn't want to know. Oh my god. I can't laugh because all I can do is laugh because if I wasn't laughing, I'd be crying. It's just ridiculous. Oh my god. Did you see Elon's interview with Jay Leno? I did.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
59-month resub. All right. So on Saturday at 6, we got L91. So that's tomorrow. That's the Delta 4 that we just saw roll out. And then they're probably not going to stream that anyway, even if I did want to cover it. Notice how it doesn't have the watch button right there. So we got L91 at Delta 4 Heavy, the third to last Delta 4, which that's weird. Anyway, and then right after that, we have the rocket that launches the most. The rocket that's nowhere near finished. We have a Falcon 9 Block 5 Starlink Group 435 from Slick 40. They literally launched something off of Slick 40 like less than a week ago. Yeah, there's that. Let's check all launches. Let's just see what we got in the pipe here. Yeah, that's not gonna hold.
Go at throttle up.
Firefly's on the 30th, so that's next Friday at 3:01. All right, that's fine. That's fine, dude. Perfect, excellent. So we Atlas 531 with SES 20 and 21 at 5:36 next Friday, and oh look, more Starlink. All right. Are there any more upgrades planned for Falcon 9? Actually, Alleviate, what they're doing with Falcon 9 is they're tuning it, so to speak. They tune it over time. Did you know that SpaceX, every Falcon 9 flight gets cross-checked post-flight with every other Falcon 9 that's ever flown? SpaceX has a data set, and every Falcon that flies, every time it flies, it offloads its telemetry onto SpaceX's servers, and then that telemetry is compared automatically with every other Falcon 9 flight on record to check for any anomalous data. It does it automatically. Yeah, that we learned that from Bill Gerstenmeyer's interview a little while back. It's freaking gnarly, dude. So I say, you ask, are there any upgrades for Falcon 9? I will literally tell you that Falcon 9 upgrades. Falcon 9 has little iterative, little small things every single mission, dude. Every single mission. Because if they like throw, like say they fly it on a slightly modified trajectory, that slightly modified and optimized trajectory will be based off of all that other data in the past. So don't get me wrong, Falcon 9 is not doing this on its own. The engineers still have to go and look at the data, look at what the computer is saying and say, oh, we could upgrade it. We could maybe run the engines a little bit higher throttle 30 seconds in or something, right? You still need the engineers to look at the data and understand it, but the computer will tell you if there's any anomalous data. And the Falcon 9 data block set, right? Like of every single Falcon 9 mission, I'm sure that data can be extrapolated using other pieces of software and engineers working with said software to optimize the trajectory every time. Falcon 9 gets better with time. It's like it is like a dumb version of Tesla Autopilot. Yeah, because the rocket does have autopilot. It has closed loop guidance systems, and I'm sure the closed loop guidance systems have gotten better every single time it flies because that's SpaceX. That's what they do. Satellites do that as well with every ground station pass. Now, Rocket Guy, that I did not know, which is actually pretty cool. Yeah, that blows my mind. Yeah, isn't it weird? Dude, so you ask is Falcon 9 getting upgrades? They literally introduce an upgrade every time it flies, and it flies a lot. So, yeah, by the end of this year, Falcon 9 will be able to perform better than the Falcon 9 that's going to launch on Saturday. Isn't that crazy? I learned about this from an interview that I think it was a Spaceflight Now interview with Bill Gerstenmeyer. Bill Gerstenmeyer was the head of NASA's human space exploration operations for a long time. He was a 30-year shuttle program veteran, and when Jim Bridenstine got rid of him, and he hired Doug Lavero in his spot, and then he later figured out that he was handling classified information to Boeing. And then he got axed, and then Kathy Luters took his position, and she's still there. Yeah, true story. So after Jim canned him, SpaceX was like, "Oh, you're coming over here," and he runs like Falcon 9 ops for SpaceX, and yeah, he didn't dump on the space shuttle in that interview, but he said if we had ran the space shuttle this way, the space shuttle would have been successful. Pretty much vindicating everything that I've ever said about how the shuttle is a god tier vehicle, just wasn't used right. It's a semi truck that's being used as a damn RV. There you go. Yeah, I gotta find that interview. You guys should see that interview. I learned a lot. It was pretty introspective there. Not introspective. That's not the right word. It was pretty eye-opening. Sorry to repeat myself. Do you imagine they will do the same with Starship from the very first launch onwards? Absolutely. Why wouldn't they? It's like Roman concrete. Yeah, there you go. Did I see your last, Aqualux? The thing about the simulation stuff? Yeah. And Erebors had a 57-month resub in there. Thank you very much. Dax in there too. What up? Insightful. Yeah, that's a better way to say it. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, Alleviate. All rockets do that. They always compare the data to past missions, which is why getting good baseline data with SLS is so freaking important. You don't want to have baseline data of what SLS is going to do in a thunderstorm, right? Because you ideally don't want to launch in a thunderstorm, right? You want it to launch on a nice sunny day, which doesn't really happen that much this time of year in Florida, but they'll get one. It's not called the Sunshine State for no reason. After Hans Koenigsmann retired last year, Bill now runs the entire build and flight reliability division for Falcon 9 and Dragon and Starship. Oh, Forge, that just makes me happy. I didn't know he was doing Starship stuff too. Dude, if they have Gerst is like a notorious spaceflight engineer. Like if there were baseball cards for good spaceflight engineers, Gerst would be a very rare card. Like we're talking holographic Charizard rare. Like if rocket engineers were freaking baseball cards, man. That guy, yeah, he ran the shuttle program, like ran the shuttle program for a really long time. Yep. Short Artemis update, teams are working to prep SLS for an accelerated timeline for rollback if needed. Yep, parallel processing, Hell Hydra. Yep. Yeah, crazy, right? Do they have vision-based guidance? It depends, Patton. That's actually kind of the new hotness in aerospace right now. It's called relative navigation. Okay, so this is going to sound really dumb, right? Like, when you say it in plain words, it sounds like, wait, what do you mean? They haven't been doing this? There are spacecraft flying nowadays. I'll give you a couple of examples in a second. There are spacecraft flying nowadays that have a bunch of cameras on them, and the cameras look for things. And depending on what the camera sees, the vehicle will do something different. I'll give you a really good example. Terrain relative navigation that was implemented on the Perseverance rover helped it land in a nice soft spot. So basically, when they dumped the aeroshell on Perseverance, or dumped the heat shield on Perseverance, they were downward-facing cameras. And those downward-facing cameras, the downward-facing cameras were literally looking for a flat spot on the terrain for the vehicle to land. The terrain relative navigation found a flat spot based off of what the cameras were seeing and plotted a landing solution in about 15 seconds, and then Perseverance landed, and it landed on a nice flat piece of soil on Mars. We've all seen that footage. It literally did what a person would do. Like, oh, that spot's flat over there. Let's go over there. Okay, cool. It literally did what Neil Armstrong did on Apollo 11. Oh, we can't go down right there. It's too rocky. I'm going to take it manual and find a flat spot to land. Neil did that during Apollo 11. It did that. The spacecraft do that, but in real time with a computer. No humans in the loop, which is nuts. Another good example would be a relatively recent mission. You guys watched it with me. OFT-2. The Starliner. Starliner, when it approached the ISS, is looking for the ISS, like physically looking with a camera out the front. Like a camera at the front of the capsule, like if you were in IVA mode in KSP. But it's doing it automatically. And it's looking for the ISS. And when it finds it, oh, okay, that's the ISS. All right, where are we relative to the ISS? Okay, we're just kind of under it. All right, we gotta kind of maneuver in place. And then it maneuvers into position and then does the maneuvers and docks automatically. With cameras. No LiDAR, no docking node on the space station. You don't even need the space. The space station isn't even part of the loop. The capsule will literally just look. And that's why I say it's this relative navigation that's basically what Tesla's autopilot is. Tesla's autopilot is relative navigation. The Tesla has cameras on it, and those cameras are looking for things. Trucks, cars, people. The cameras are literally looking for things, and the computer makes a reaction based off of what it sees. Dude, it is wild stuff. Yeah, Signer. There you go. Yeah, Osiris Rex, man. Yep, did the same thing. At least 2 cameras for depth. Hip, you want to hear something nuts? Starliner has 1 camera. 1 camera does it. There's 2 in redundancy, but 1 camera can do it. What type of guidance do they use while in flight? What phase of flight, Patton? GPS? No. Sometimes you use GPS, sometimes you can. But what if the thing goes past GPS? Then you got a problem. They can use GPS. They can use that, but oftentimes what rockets use, which is a lot simpler, is ground stations. The rocket launches and it just kind of figures out it's pinging the ground station constantly, and it can figure out where it is from pinging the ground station. Now, okay, what happens when it goes out of range of a ground station? You have what's called inertial guidance. Inertial guidance is kind of like relative navigation, but it's not. Inertial guidance is not using any external things to fly the rocket. Long story short, it takes the last known position when it had contact with the ground station, right? And it takes that, and there's an accelerometer on board, like the accelerometer on your phone, but space grade, right? And it can figure out how far the rocket has gone since its last known position. It can literally fly just by calculating how much it's accelerating. And the computer makes corrections to this in real time. That you guys have heard me play you guys have heard me play this before, right?
The missile knows where it is at all times. It knows this because it knows where it isn't. By subtracting where it is from where it isn't, or where it isn't from where it is, whichever is greater, it obtains a difference or deviation. The guidance subsystem uses...
This is a aerospace meme, but that's what it's about. That the guy is trying he's trying to describe what inertial navigation is in plain words, and it ends up sounding really funny. It's not a PID loop per se, Synerd. It's a little bit more complicated than that from what I understand, but it is really cool. Early testing and acceptance. Let me see, Rocket Guy. Whoa. Yeah, see, it's looking for things. The computer is physically looking for an object, which is, I mean, honestly, that blows my mind that we can do that, that a computer can do that and kind of analyze it and understand. Now, don't get me wrong. I know neural nets and I know how all that worked. It's still wild, dude. It's still cool. Even if we know how it works, that's still really neat. Oh, of course, Granite. Yeah. Boeing tapped SpaceX and Tesla veteran to solve its software woes. Yeah. Jenna Hossein. Yep. I remember that. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, so alleviate... There are systems... You know, Falcon 9 is upgrading itself all the time. There are systems that just fly themselves. And think about this, dude. Those systems, you know, when they punch in a new, like, flight trajectory or something, and then you have some type of relative system on board or an inertial navigation, those systems get better every time. They get better and better and better every time. Falcon 9 gets better and better and better at what it does every time, which is crazy. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't do it automatically. But I gotta yawn. It doesn't do it automatically, but it is pretty freaking wild, man. SpaceX is literally changing the game. That is crazier than, like, that's the craziest thing. SpaceX's guidance optimization is like a crown. It's like a crown jewel in SpaceX's cap. You know what I mean? How automated are Falcon launches? Does SpaceX just punch in where in space they want it? Yeah, Patton, pretty much. I mean, it's a little more complicated than that, right? But yeah, they do. SpaceX has an auto sequencer start. Like, their fueling is automated. And don't get me wrong, SLS's fueling is automated too. But yeah, chat, when does the auto sequencer on Falcon 9 go? And when does it switch to internal power? I forget. It's like an hour before the mission starts. The level of automation is absurd. Bill clarified that they use Starlink missions to test updates on the software and guidance of Falcon 9. Sometimes they go aggressive with it. Yeah, there you go. The stuff they're doing with Falcon 9 is probably only a few steps away from using like a genetic algorithm. Yeah, maybe. Rocket guidance typically requires Monte Carlo analysis to identify good parameters for a specific launch trajectory based on variance in winds and other vehicle parameters. I mean, Rocket Guy, it really is the unsung hero. Everybody can see the rocket and see that it's flying itself. It's harder to see the computer doing work, but I would be fascinated by that. If we had access to that information, I would dig in. We need to get KRPC, don't we? I think Starship will take this one step further, because Because at that scale, launching and landing is the easy part. Automation of your in-space mission architecture will be wild. Yeah. Yeah, you racing tonight? Yeah, man. Didn't you already ask me that, or am I having a stronk? Call the Bondulins. Stronking an ambulance. Chet flies rocket when? Yeah, we're not doing that. And, oh, man. Guys, Parallax, I'll be honest. Parallax might be the straw that breaks the camel's back. I can't. Have you seen that? Have you seen Parallax? Oh, my goodness. That's where I draw the line. I can't, dude. That mod is unbelievable. Parallax is god tier. Oh, dude, it's so cool. I'm messing with Parallax right now on the moon. It's amazing. Now, I just asked if I could commentate. Was making sure you still were since I didn't see in your description my beat. Don't apologize, Blood Fam. Jeez. Nah, it's all good, man. It's all good. I can't look at that like Parallax. All right. Hold on. Dude. Okay. What I'm about to show you is Kerbal 1. This is not a trailer for Kerbal 2. All right? I had to make sure the first time I saw this. Look. Lynx made this. It's unbelievable. Watch. I repeat. This is not KSP2. This is KSP. This is a graphics mod for KSP1. Those are collidable, by the way. Will I use that mod? Alleviate? I'm telling you, that might be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Dude, how can I not? How can you not use that? Like, did you see some of these environments? That's definitely underwater. I mean, am I excited for the futuristic KSP2 stuff? Yeah, that's going to be pretty cool. Is it stable? Yeah. What are the machine requirements? I don't know. You guys would have to check. I know I can use it. I'm pretty sure.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
MC, tier 3, 32-month resub. Do it. That's Kerbin's underwater, by the way. No. No. It makes me think, is this something Squad could have done? Yeah, sure. You got to remember, they told the dev team to stop working on the game. Is anybody here using, like, Parallax and Waterfall? Because if we're going to do it, we're going to do it, right? Like, Parallax is only for the surface. The atmospheric scattering and clouds are other mods. Oh, okay. So, Parallax and Waterfall. Okay, good to know. Good safety tip there, Egon. Yeah. Yeah, guys, like, the Parallax thing is just that's too cool. One of my big things with Kerbal always has been that the environments are kind of meh. It's cool to, like, drive around and stuff, but that, now we're talking. After you finish the shop. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna try to get my tools this weekend, Tessa. So I get the tools in the garage streaming rig soon. Get in there. I want to take on Mars Graphics for KSP, and this gets you pretty close. Yeah, like, dude, what am I supposed to do with that? What am I supposed to do with that, man? Like, it's amazing. Yeah, Pythos, right? Do it and program your own autopilot. What's that, Mason? Oh, wow. That's cool. How did they even manage to mod it that much with the KSP 1.0? Dude, Deadly, I'm not going to ask questions. Dude, I want to know. But that looks amazing, right? It looks freaking amazing, dude. I don't even know what to say. Yeah. When we dive back into Kerbal, we're gonna mess with that. For the end of space news. Mason, I'm gonna have to read that thread. It uses Copernicus as a base. So graphics mods plus KOS. I don't want to use KOS, Sonic. I want to use KRPC because it's Python. I figured, you might as well teach yourselves Python as a feather in our cap, right? Like, why not? I mean, that's right? Like, might as well. Why wouldn't we? It's only 3 tweets. Oh, okay. Lots of work into increasing GNSS accuracy in the FSD beta lately. uBlock's firmware update to improve logic, and now they want 15 or more visible satellites for best performance, apparently. Lots of triggers to debug this activity in the past months, too. Reliance on GPS GNSS precision without sufficiently precise inertial location or similar backup is a significant change. Inertial measurements, odometer, and so on are also in play, of course. They're pulling out all the stops seemingly to achieve the most precise positioning theoretically possible. Cool. That's cool that they're going to pick up on the odometer. That's really neat. What's KRPC? It's a mod that lets you write code for your rockets, and you can rewrite it in Python. The language is Python. If you use KOS, Kerbal Operating System is a custom code, but KRPC you code in Python. So I figured, we might as well learn to code. Might as well do that, right? Like, it is really great. Love it. Working towards fully automated ascent so far. Kalman filtering, PID control loops, and proportional navigation. Once there, the landing is just a convex optimization process away. So, Rocket Guy, when are you gonna come in and teach me what all that meant? Because I didn't understand any of that. There's a destination a little up the road from the habitations in the towns we know. I don't know what any of that means. Bottles and cans, and just clap your hands, and just clap your hands. I don't know what that means. I'm a little bit confused by your tactics. I'm going to keep acting tough till I figure out what's going on. Python is ease. Okay. Just the missile is where it isn't, and you're there. All right. Okay. How about shuttle IVA? I don't want to go too crazy with the mods, okay? But that is making it difficult. KRPC can use multiple language, actually. Oh, Anthel, you just popped out of the blue when we started talking about KSP mods, huh? You just popped out of the blue? I see how it is. All right. Hey, Dark Horse, what's up, man? KRPC can use any language, but it has libraries for a few. Python, C, Java, Ruby, Lua, etc. What's etc.? I'm just kidding. I got you for a second. Yeah, that's pretty funny. All right. Teslas now also have tread depth estimates for your tires and will alert you if you need a tire rotation or change. I had a puncture a few months ago and it told me to pull over from the rapid loss of pressure. Most cars do that. Yeah, well, you know what, Mason? No, you didn't. Shut up. Shut up. Yeah, hey, Mason, guess what? Guess what? I had a wheel fell off, all right? My truck told me a wheel fell off. No, I didn't need no fancy computer to tell me that, though. The grinding noise was a pretty good... It sounded an alarm. The grinding noise of my drum backing plate just getting withered away on the highway was a pretty good alarm. Yeah, I knew. Etc. is an actual programming language. No, it's not. It started slowing down all by itself, too. It's funny. Dude, see? See, it's practically a Tesla, bro. Practically a Tesla. State prediction and error correction at the same time. Man, I paid $500 for my truck. How much you pay for your Tesla? They're the same, right? Right? Get gaslit, son. Oh my God. I had an F-250 in Project Zomboid, and I kid you not, the same tire on the same truck came off. It's a rite of passage. How much do you pay for gas? Nothing, really. $50 a month, maybe? I don't drive, man, remember? I don't commute. I walk. I walk to work, Mason, because I'm a good environmental steward. Dick. Ah, I got him. You drive your car to work? Oh. SMH my head. You work on building RTK base stations for GNSS. Oh man, I knew you were a nerd. No, it's cool, man. Sends corrections for atmospheric distortions using known antenna locations to take receivers from the meter to phone of non-H accuracy. I wouldn't be surprised if they add RTK bases to supercharger networks. That's cool, man. You walk to work because you're too lazy to crawl. I don't know what that means, but all right. SMH my head. Environmental flight attendant. Okay. Says the guy with 4 vehicles, 2 from before 1970. Mile long, you can say whatever you want, but my cars have they've paid for themselves multiple times over in their carbon footprint, because guess what? You want to talk about carbon footprint? It takes a lot of energy to make a car. It takes a lot of energy to make a car. You could say that I'm wrong, but you know I'm not. It takes a lot of energy to make that thing. The entire energy consumed for a car's manufacture is somewhat correlative to the vehicle's entire lifespan of carbon emissions. i.e., the longer you can keep a car on the road, right? The longer you can keep a car on the road, the more efficient it's going to get theoretically over time. And the more you offset the carbon emissions it took to make said vehicle in the first place. Engineering, man. So you could say whatever you want. People can say whatever they want about my old vehicles, but I'm actually helping the environment by not buying another new car. Because it costs a lot of carbon emissions to make a car. A lot of energy. Which is why Cash for Clunkers was so dumb. Yep. I mean, I don't need a reason. It was just stupid, but yeah. Simply don't own a car. Yeah, there's also that, Josh. What if you just start straight burning oil? Yeah, I'm buying old cars. I drive them on the weekends. Yeah. And I walk to work. I'm a good environmental steward. I guarantee you, any of you guys that are commuting an electric car, you probably have more carbon emissions than I do. Just saying. Steel is about 16 tons of coal to make 1 ton of steel. And Engineer, I'm not just trying to make up some crazy facts here to make my V8 gas guzzling cars sound better. Don't get me wrong, they're V8. They take a lot of gas and it's expensive to fill them up, but I don't drive them very much, so it's not that expensive. But also that carbon footprint thing is not a joke. That's not me being funny. That's an actual thing. Coal is based. Yeah, it's based in the ground. That's why we have to go get it. Duh. All right. At least the old cars don't have plastic and foam bumpers. That's the other thing, Winter Scythe. If I want to recycle my car, the old cars that are made out of metal, 100% recyclable. Who's not being sustainable now, baby? Yes. Anyway. I'm just taking the piss a little bit, guys. Stainless steel Cybertruck. You get worried about all the batteries in landfills. Hip, don't get me wrong. Like lead acid batteries, yeah, you can't recycle those. But they're getting to the point where they can recycle the cells in the lithium batteries. And to be 100% fair to electric cars and what they're working on, Tesla's 4680 cell battery is 100% recyclable. And it's a solid state battery that almost has the energy density of gasoline in terms of volume, which I'm 100% on board for. When that starts happening, there you go. Now we're talking. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not just some punk that, that just, I love my gas guzzling truck. No. I understand the engineering behind it. Solid state battery, Patton. Oh, yeah. Look up 4680s. They're not solid state yet, Mason? Okay, I may have gotten that wrong. And I just said that after saying that I knew what I was talking about. They're moving to a solid state, though, right? They are. They're going to. But 4680s is the new hotness, man. They rival energy density of gasoline, which now we're talking. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's right. That's right, W. Mm-hmm. That being said, have you seen the new breakthroughs with enzyme-based plastic recycling, polymer degradation? Let's just reset that. Yeah. Yeah, Aqualex, my thing has not ever been that plastics aren't recyclable. I think it's really stupid to use a great resource for storing energy, like oil, and using it to make a freaking bottle. Yeah, that's a waste of oil, if you ask me. I mean, that's a waste of a good battery. I mean, straight up, doesn't it require cobalt, which has horribly inefficient mining process due to its rarity, like moving 1 ton of earth like a gram or something? That's right. Yeah, the rare earth metals rocket guy are screwing battery production. That's where everybody that doesn't like electric cars gets their fodder for talking bad about electric cars. Take it from me. I go to auto shows. I hear people talk. I go to auto shows with old muscle cars. Don't get me wrong. I love old muscle cars. But yeah. But also, there is, I think it might be Tesla as well. I forget. Tesla's new batteries are using more common materials. They're not as efficient, but Tesla's trying to figure out more common materials so we don't have to do that. Jay Leno said recently in an interview that the car that saved the horse, the car saved the horse and the EVs will save the car. Hip, I believe exactly what Jay Leno believes, dude. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one, dude. Yeah. The one thing that I don't think we're ever going to really truly get rid of is diesel. We're not getting rid of diesel. That's not happening. Not for a long time, dudes. And I know people are like, oh my God, he's so backward. No. Our civilization runs off of diesel fuel. Planes, rockets, generators, power plants. Not necessarily power plants. That's more liquid natural gas nowadays. But yeah, diesel electric trains. Yeah, dude, we ain't getting rid of diesel anytime soon. Yeah, ships. Well, ships use heavy oil. Ships use bunker C. It's icky stuff. It's like if you took strawberry jam oil and gave it the consistency of like molasses or jam or something. Tractors, yeah, passing, that's a big one. Yeah. Do you feel that hydrogen infrastructure and electrical infrastructure and using pump storage hydropower could usher in a new era? Nuggets, I don't think one thing is the solution, dude. Honestly. There is not one thing that is the solution. We go all nuclear. That would probably be the closest one. I think the thing about engineering, dudes, is that it's all about application, especially when it comes to power generation. It's like Okay, the F-22, for instance. This is on the screen, so I'm going to use it. The F-22 demo team just posted this. Take a look. Canards on an airplane are used to be able to outturn stuff by temporarily destabilizing the center of pressure on a jet to make it aerodynamically unstable, to get it to turn. Does the F-22 have canards? No, it doesn't, yet it can do that. See what I mean, dude? There's applications. There's ways around things, all right? That's what engineering is, man. We figure out better ways to do things. Figure out what's the most efficient way to do this, or what's the most efficient way to do this, right? With that being said, I don't think we should ever abandon like the gasoline car because it has its applications. It has its applications in places that the electrical car doesn't, or at the very least, a diesel motor. Diesel motors are used to like keep hospitals working if the power goes out. It literally saves lives. Now, I'm all for saving the environment, but I'd put saving lives above saving the environment in my list of ethics, right? I know, yeah, I mean, people can hate me for that. That's fine. I get it. But there's applications for things. And sometimes fossil fuels are the right application in a certain scenario. Electricity isn't the answer to everything, you know? Plus, EJ can't wait to replace F1 with Formula E permanently. Yeah. Yes. You know what I'm saying? We hate you anyway. Don't worry about it. What about when saving the environment saves lives? I don't know. That's a problem for another day, Aqualex. Problem for another day, dude. Damaged B2 returns to Palmdale for repairs a year after landing. It's literally duct taped. Okay, cool. You know, there's applications, guys. There's a time where an electrical battery is better than a gas car. Like in the application of short distance automotive travel, there you go. How many Tesla owners are here that don't miss the damn gas station? Am I right? You don't miss going to the gas station. Screw that. You don't need to do that. You charge the car at home. But you got to remember, that's good and that's convenient for you. But now we're shifting that energy to a power grid. Okay? Differences. But in that particular scenario, I think that's a better application. Everybody's house is a gas station now. You just got to use some of that wall gas. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the time Formula 1 fades out, we'll have pod racing instead. Actually, Rocket Guy, if you really wanted my honest opinion, it'd be cool to use Formula 1 to pioneer hydrogen ICEs. Yeah, that would be cool. Or like a hydrogen turbine. Hydrogen turbine to create shaft horsepower. That'd be very efficient. Oh, EJ, but storing hydrogen, is it? Yeah, okay. All right. So what? High octane fuel came from racing. Actually, it came from high octane fuel came from defense. It came from airplanes flying at high altitude and not getting rod knocked so they could dogfight, if you really want to know. But innovations like that would be really nice, you know? I can't wait for Pod E racing. That sounds dirty. Anyway, current models show the power grid will be able to keep up just fine. EV adoption will remain slow, and the current bottleneck will still be battery raw materials. Yeah, I mean, Mason, the shifting the energy thing is just something to take note of. But you don't miss the gas station, do you? I would call that a better application. But if you're a farmer out in the middle of nowhere, right? You can't charge your damn tractor out in the middle of a field when you're pulling the trailer that the combine harvester is feeding. That has to be diesel. And guess what? It can run off biodiesel. You can literally make fuel out of the thing that you grow in the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I mean. There's logical places for things to go depending on the application, which is why I don't think we'd ever should get rid of fossil fuels. That's not a good idea. That's a really bad idea. You know, an electric tractor doesn't make sense. The battery, it would have to tow the batteries in the trailer. So you'd have a tractor that's towing batteries and towing the grain cart that the combi is feeding. And if the batteries get too hot, well, it stops. And guess what? Then you harvest the day later because you have to recharge the stupid tractor. Good, you missed the crop. Crop output goes down. And guess what, guys? That ain't about profitability. The crop output goes down. You have less food to eat. See what I'm saying? Like, you want electric cars, that's fine, that's totally cool, but you gotta be careful with that. You gotta be careful with it. Diesel electric tractors. Now we're talking, Cherokee. Now we're talking. You want a hybrid tractor? Hell yeah. A diesel electric tractor would be more efficient than just a straight diesel tractor. Now we're talking. Now you're thinking with portals. Dude, that would be excellent. Well, we're going to freeze anyway here in the winter, Eric. It's been good knowing you.
Discovery, go at throttle.
Okay. Yeah, Forge, that's a little too real, but all right. Big Show, you finally got a job. You're the man. Thanks, dude. Turbine hybrid. Sonic, you can't tempt me with a good time, man. Carrying more batteries to carry more payload requires more battery, which is more weight, which needs more battery. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make sense. On a straight electric tractor is dumb. That's a really stupid idea. I knew French fries would save the planet. Poutine! Yeah, Mason. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean, dude. There's times where it makes sense, right? Me, guys, technically, I don't really have a car. All my cars aren't here because I need them. My cars are here because I like them. You know what I mean? I don't need a car to commute to work. Technically, I don't have a car. Technically, like how somebody would think of a car as an appliance. I don't have cars as appliances. I have cars because I like them. You know what I mean? That's what I mean about, like, I don't need that. What I'm interested in is ammonia as a fuel replacement when it's needed. Yeah, maybe, dude, maybe. An electric tractor makes no sense. Diesel for things like backup generators, emergencies, rural areas, I'm fine with that. I'm mainly a person. Urban lights are more renewables. Yeah, Nuggets. Yeah, the people in the cities. Make the people in the cities drive electric cars, dude. People out in the sticks, man. Decentralized power generation makes the most sense out there. Meaning like diesel, petroleum. It's easy. It's literally easier to store the energy in a fuel tank as a liquid, right, than it is to store it as electrical energy in a battery, right? Are you thinking about another John out at Pima? Oh, I'd love to, Pythos. Yeah, maybe. There's also an inflection point where solar and batteries makes more sense in the north once the price is low enough. Yeah, and once again, Mason, one of the reasons why I like Elon so much is because he's the only one that puts his money where his mouth is when it comes to that, and that's why I respect the hustle. You know what I'm saying? I respect the hustle, dude. Everybody else says everyone else should drive electric cars. All right, where are we gonna get them? I don't know. You should just drive one though. That's how it was before Tesla came around. Those people were insufferable. They were insufferable. All right, you just want to sit there and be right. You don't actually want to solve this problem. Elon puts his money where his mouth is. You know what I mean? Rapid prototyping of batteries. Cars that can literally appreciate in value because of software updates. Moving us to a more carbon neutral forms of transportation. The guy puts his money where his mouth is. You put billions of dollars on this. Right? Like, I respect him a lot for that. Oh, I see their hack. It's not new steel. It's recycled steel. Yeah, that's what I mean. Engine Uber. That's the other thing, man. More recyclable. Just saying. Though we have lots of nuclear and hydro in New York. Please, more of that. Nuclear and hydro is the best. Mason, you want to know what the best battery is? Literally a bowl of water. Now they're insufferable by telling us they own a Tesla. It's funny how it flips like that, huh? Charging subscription for car features. Oh wait, that's BMW. Like, yeah, Tesla. I understand. You know what's funny? I'm not a fan of BMW's subscription service for the seat warmers, but I don't mind that people have subscriptions for like Tesla software or an autopilot or something, because that at least you get something out of that. They constantly patch it, right? They constantly patch it. They constantly make the upgrades better. They're constantly making the car better. Teslas actually appreciate in value. Every other car does not appreciate in value, maybe save for like a Ferrari or something, or like an exotic car or a rare car. Those appreciate in value, like a Supra. Supra's prices have just gone up. Is that a Supra? Is that a Supra? Right? Teslas appreciate in value the second they drive off the lot. That is the inverse of what usually happens. 1993 Typhoon. Yeah. Yeah, nuggets. I mean, yeah, you could do that. Oh, nice. You got a gift stub. Hey, Stormy. All right. All right. All right, guys. It's coming up to 9 o'clock, guys. So... electric cars, huh? How about that? What's that? I'm not putting that up on the stream, Forge. Oh my gosh. No, it's Friday night racing time. Tara, Friday night racing. The market is also crazy right now. I can sell my car for nearly as much as I got it 3 years and 47,000 miles later. Yep. Yeah, laugh in unlikable 90s Toyota Hilux. Laughs in unlikable 90s Toyota or Ford pickup truck. God, I love that thing. That thing's the Terminator, dude. It just doesn't go away. Tough enough, baby. And that's most of Europe, not only the Brits. I mean, I was convinced to finally watch Initial D, and I absolutely love it so much. Nani? Dorifto! It's pretty good, right? Forge, I will tell you this right now. It's very important to be energy independent. Yeah. Yeah. We paid for that in the 70s.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Hey, Tran. Hey, 6-month gift sub from Ono has entered month 2. What's up, dude? You psyched for L91 or what, man?
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Yeah, Forge. Never surrender your energy independence, man. Covering Delta 4 Heavy? You're damn right I am. And now we're on track to pay for it again. I'm not saying nothing. Should be able to generate your own power. Everyone should be able to generate their own power. Like, I should be able to generate all the power from my house, if you really want my honest opinion on that, dude. You shouldn't be dependent on anybody to generate electricity. Just got here. Any SpaceX news? No, not really, dude. Big news was with SLS, and a tropical storm is off the coast of Florida, heading right towards KSC, because they just got SLS working, right? And of course, here comes a hurricane. It's like, damn it! The ULA PAO is using my office. You'll see me in the back. Oh, cool. Who's out there, Atren? Is it Dylan? Dylan's cool. That guy's cool. Did they fix the leak? They did, Blue. Yeah, she good. But now a hurricane's coming, so we'll have a decision by tomorrow whether NASA is going to send it and try to shoot for a Tuesday launch, which has a 20% probability of go, which means it's weather's going to be a little crappy. Or whether they choose to roll back. They said they'll make a decision in the morning based off of the weather reports that they got from the 45th Space Wing right now. Even Mother Nature doesn't want that thing to fly. Well, Devlin, here, yeah, new meaning to full send. I'm going to go out and say this. I said this a little bit earlier, dudes, and I'm going to say it again. Fellas, you know, it seems, it's like, here, look. This is the launch weather forecast for if they tried to send it on Tuesday. You literally have cumulus cloud, surface electric, flight through precipitation. It's going to be cold, and it's going to be raining, and it's going to be thunderstorms, and there's going to be clouds everywhere. Scattered showers, 7-mile visibility, 80% humidity, ground winds going east at 12 to 18 knots, cumulus, broken clouds from 2,500 to 20,000, alto cumulus from 15 to 30. This is not... It seems like SLS has everything against it, but fellas, you could say I'm trying to spin this. That's fine, okay? Like, I get it. It seems like a cope, right? Like, but if you think about it, dudes, no other SLS is going to get put through the ringer like this. Like, i.e. green run, you know, being transported as much as Core Stage 1, being, you know, rolled it back and forth to the VAB multiple times, being tanked this much. Dude, if another SLS core is reaching like 15, 16 tanking cycles, something, you really got to be careful. But here's the thing. The tank is rated for 22 tank cycles, okay? They're at like 16 right now. And this is after beating the snot out of that core. All the data that they learned from doing constant rollbacks, despite them really not wanting to do that with SLS, because every time they roll it back and forth, it fatigues the vehicle a little bit. I mean, the crawler transporter is a tracked vehicle. Anybody that's ever ridden around in a tank knows what I'm talking about. It's not exactly a smooth ride, right? The vehicle's shaking around all over the place. It weighs 8 million pounds, and it's just right? You're going to fatigue the vehicle moving it back and forth. But, dare I say it, all this abuse, so to speak, that core stage is going through is going to give you a wider data set. It's going to give you a wider data set down the road that's going to make SLS a lot safer. Like, you can say I'm wrong, that's fine, but that's not, dude, this is just how the science works, man. The more abuse you put something through, right? The more you're going to understand how it works. And the more you understand how it works, the safer it is. Straight up. Data set. I said all that, and all you guys got was data set. Nice. I'm not trying to spin it, geek. Seriously. I'm seriously not. When else are you going to get data on how SLS performs being transported in a freaking tropical storm? That's the absolute worst case scenario. So you know if it can survive a tropical storm, if it's a little cloudy out, then you'll be good to go. That's what I mean. I'm actually, like, don't get me wrong. It's not good. I don't want them to roll back to the pad, especially after they got everything freaking working. That sucks. It's really annoying. But this will give you a more healthy data set down the road. Like, if we have to look at it this way, if it has to happen that way, they're going to get a more healthy data set down the road. And it's going to be, dude, it's going to make the vehicle way safer. Think about it like this. SpaceX is not SpaceX. NASA is inadvertently doing to SLS what SpaceX is doing to Booster 7. They are putting that thing through trials and tribulations, man. That thing is getting the trash beat out of it. No SLS core is going to be hot fired like this and then moved from Mississippi to Florida and then rolled back and forth to the pad 15 times. No other core stage is going to go through that. And if they do, if it even gets even remotely close to that, they'll know that it'll be okay. It's actually really good data. I'm not going to lie to you. That's good data. That's data you wouldn't otherwise get. And you know what, man? Think about it in the context of the shuttle program, right? Those unknown unknowns. You're figuring out more unknown unknowns right now. Not a bad problem to have. Because in the future, an SLS launch might be time sensitive. This one isn't. I mean, it's apart from the moon being in the right spot. The moon has to be in the right spot for you to launch to the moon. If you try to launch it, it's not there, you're going to miss. Yes, that's actually a thing. You're figuring out a ton of unknown unknowns right now. So, like, it's not, I'd say it's still a net bad thing, but there are positives. There are very good positives. Tribbles! Where? Oh, God, no, not tribbles. You're going to try to say I'm spinning this, so I did. Hey, Geek, how the Steelers doing? What's the word you're thinking of right now? Yeah. There you go. Yep. Damn. Whoosh. You know? Europa Clipper has a super short window, right? I mean, yeah, it's even shorter because it's launching on heavy. Any idea what they're doing at Focus at OLM? Been 30 people working on it all day. They're probably trying to mess with the sound suppressors, Foz. That's just a guess. I have no idea. They've been screwing around with the water systems lately. Doing some looking back through the time machine, and I found this. ULA fairing. Oh, cool. Neat. Dogs and cats living together. So what you're saying is SLS too weak to handle a rollout. No, I'm saying this one will be good to go through a rollout. I think a Secret Southern is showing. You shut up. They should launch it through the eye of the storm. They should launch SLS through the eye of the hurricane. 18,000 foot cumulus layer. Yep. Yeah, Devlin, it's no good. It's no good. It's no good. Let's go, Blues. Ew. They're also installing a blast shield on the inside of the ring. Yeah. Yeah, Phil. That, Ask Atren. He knows. Atren, how much of an what pressure do you think we're talking about here from the overpressure event associated with sequencing 33 Raptor engines in like 33 milliseconds? Actually, it would be 15 because they light 2 at a time. Hey, Casper, 2137. Atren, how much pressure do you think is going to be underneath that OLM when they fire all those engines? It's going to be, I'd say it'll rival the pressure wave of like a nuclear blast. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, think about it this way, guys. Each one of those engines has 330 bar inside of the combustion chamber, and that's shooting out the bottom. Yeah. 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 See what I mean? Like, that's a lot. I wouldn't want to be there. I wouldn't want to be there at all. Also, data set. Wouldn't all the computer modeling done months ago show the pressure waves in the OLM? Yeah, of course. Of course, Foz. You could know what the pressure wave is. You got to figure out how to get around it. And you ain't hiding in a fridge to get around that blast. That movie sucked. Anyway. I'm just here for the data sets. Yep. Yeah, the cosmic perspective one, dude. Isn't that crazy? That's just 7 motors. It'll be more powerful than Chipotle. Well, Mason, I'm sorry. We don't have a golden rectum of the gods, all right? All right. I understood that reference. Wish I didn't. Me too.